Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make Belgian buns. Let's begin. So to get started on the recipe, you'll want to grab yourself a large mixing bowl and into that place your bread flour followed by your salt and mix the two together until they are combined. You can then go ahead and add in the remaining ingredients, which are your sugar, your dried yeast, your eggs, which should be at room temperature, followed by the milk. And if you're using some vanilla extract, I find this just helps to enrich the flavour a little bit. Then mix this on a low speed to start with, working your way up to a medium-high speed. And once you have a dough that pulls away from the side of the bowl that is slightly sticky, you're good to go. So then transfer that into a lightly oiled bowl, cover with cling film, and then leave somewhere warm for around an hour or until it's doubled in size. Should look a little something like this once it's done, but again, it will vary in the time. It will take longer or shorter depending on the climate of the area that you're in. Once your dough has proved and it's doubled in size, you can then knock the dough back, so place it onto a lightly floured surface and then just knock it back, and this is just the process of removing the gases that have built up in the dough during the first proof. You can then go ahead and roll the dough out. I will leave the measurements that you will need to roll this out to in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check it out. Once you've got the dough rolled out to the right size, you can then go ahead and top that with some lemon curd. Feel free to make homemade. I didn't have time, so I just used this one that I could get in the supermarket, which was readily available and pretty cost effective. Then just spread that until it's thinly spread out throughout the top of the dough. And again, you want to get it consistent because consistency is key. Then sprinkle over some raisins and just, use as many or as few. I used the same amount as I always do, but feel free if you're not a massive fan to leave them out. Then you can go ahead and start to cut the dough up, and again, I made 8 with this dough. Normally it'd make 12 small ones, but I thought 8 more generously sized ones would be better. Then you can go ahead and just roll them up, and it's really easy. You can do it into one long log and then cut it up individually, but I like to cut them into individual pieces and then roll them up. But again, it's completely up to you and how you like to do it. Once you've got all of your Belgian buns, you can go ahead and place them onto a baking tray, which has been lined with some parchment paper, leaving a small amount of space between them as they prove up. Cover with cling film and leave somewhere for around half an hour to 45 minutes or until they have risen well. And you'll notice a difference, and this is what you're looking for in yours. So just make sure that they're somewhere warm. Make sure they don't overprove, as otherwise the dough will be no good and it'll be a ruined product. As you can tell, here they are, they've risen well and they are starting to touch a little bit. Don't worry, these are good to batch together, but if you don't want them to be batched together, place them onto a smaller tray. Baking times and temperatures will be in the blog post link below. While they're baking in the oven, and just before you want to serve these, you can go ahead and make the glaze. So into a bowl, place your icing sugar and some milk or water and mix until you have a thick but spreadable consistency. And you can alter it by adding more sugar or more liquid, whichever you need to. Once your buns are baked and cooled down, you can go ahead and finish them off. Here are what mine look like, and they are, they look great. They look like a standard Belgian bun, but what else can you really expect? Go ahead and just start to pipe the icing on top. Feel free to dollop it on with a spoon, but I like to pipe it as it gives me a bit more control. But again, it's completely up to you. Don't forget to top each Belgian bun with half a glacier cherry or maraschino style cherry. This is just to make it look perfect, and as you can tell, they look like very classic Belgian buns. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again very soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog, and links to all my social medias. And don't forget to click the social medias and follow me over on there, as I do post on there a bit more frequently now. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.